Hi, my name is Mike, this is Project-Archangel, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Warrior Archetype and what that consists of. When I talk about the Warrior Archetype, I am sort of referencing a concept that Carl Gustav Jung created with the archetypes. And an archetype pretty much is a metaphor for a psychological construct. And the warrior archetype obviously is the psychological construct of the warrior. Every man has that warrior archetype within him. The question is, how developed is it? Now, if you look at ancient history, when we were still hunter-gatherers, every man had one main job, and this is sort of a biological imperative. It is to protect the tribe, or his family, and then his tribe. So every man was a warrior, pretty much by default. It was not really a profession because you didn't really have a choice. You were a man, you were tasked to defend and protect. Now, this is very deeply ingrained in your biology and in your psyche. So this may be one reason why very successful people that pretty much have everything you can imagine, a family, career, whatever, house, car, boat, you know the deal, are still feeling unhappy and sort of miss something, and that's why they go out and try to, do like crazy, dangerous things, because they are missing the warrior in their life. Now, as we develop from hunter-gatherers into more settlers and made advances in culture, we got into a time where we were basically specializing and created professions. So you still had a warrior class or warrior profession, and that were those people that were basically tasked with protection of the tribe as a full-time job. And that could, depending on the culture, be called castes, classes, professions, whatever. It's kind of the same thing though. So in, for example, the Middle Ages, you had the farmers class who was tasked with producing food. Then you had the artisan class, which was producing tools and objects. Then you had the warrior class who was tasked with protecting everyone else. Then you had the, let's say, priest class who was concerned with everything to do with the spiritual. So in another culture, that would probably be the shamans. And then you had the ruling class. So you had the king and the nobility. And every culture had a different sort of setup, but every culture had a warrior class. So the warrior really is not only from a biological standpoint, but also from a professional standpoint, is and always has been a big part of society and a big part of the psychological makeup of a human. So whether you are a professional warrior and you chose to make that sort of calling your full-time job, or whether you are just a regular guy but you're a man, everybody has that warrior archetype within him and should, at least to a certain degree, work on developing it. Obviously, if this is your profession, developing the warrior archetype is one of your main concerns. I'm mainly working with three big areas, which is body, mind, and spirit. This is an old classification, but you can find it in many cultures. The Japanese called it Tenji Jin. I have a fourth category, which I call tools, which doesn't really have anything to do with personal development, but is an extra category that I think makes sense, especially for all the gear freaks. Now, I'm not one of those, so I will usually not focus too much on that category, but I have some stuff in that category as well. The most important of these three aspects, or let's rephrase that, the basis for everyone should be body, so your physical development, because the body is the machine basically that you use during your lifetime to interact with the universe. If you are not healthy or not able to perform at a high level, you will not be able to develop and integrate the mind and the spirit. So you really need to work on your physical fitness and health as a base for everything else. If you feel like you got something out of this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.